Yo, YouTube, how are you guys doing today? It is a beautiful Wednesday. I'm in a good mood. I hope you guys are too. Today we're going to have some fun. Today we are talking about Charlotte Chiffon, who is the twin sister of Charlotte Lola, who we meet, who I think is the earliest Big Mom pirate or ex-Big Mom pirate we meet. We are introduced to Charlotte Lola in the Moria arc. I can't remember not Impel Down. Oh my gosh. I can't remember the name of this specific arc. Thriller Bark. Yes, we are introduced to Charlotte Chiffon's sister in the Thriller Bark arc, and we will be getting to her eventually when we get to the L's. But today we are going to be covering Charlotte Chiffon. Okay, so Charlotte Chiffon is the 22nd daughter and 52nd child of the Charlotte family and Totoland's former Minister of Puff. She is Capone Bec wife and the mother of Capone Pez, as well as a member of Bec's Fire Tank Pirates. Her father is Big Mom's 25th ex-husband, Pound, and her younger twin sister, like I said earlier, is Lola. Due to her resemblance to Lola, Chiffon was abused by Big Mom in her rage for Lola abandoning an arranged marriage. This led to Chiffon cutting ties to her blood family and helping Bec in his attempt to assassinate her own mother, which caused Big Mom herself and most of Chiffon's siblings to identify her as an enemy. She is an ally of the Straw Hat Pirates during the Whole Cake Island arc. She is also one of the central character in Gang Bec's Oh My Family cover page serial. Now, her appearance. Chiffon heavily resembles her younger twin sister Lola. She is a large woman with pink hair gathered in pigtails and with thick lips and blush spots on her cheek. However, unlike Lola, she has two short pigtails rather than long braided hair, and she is also not missing a tooth. She wears a white dress with a floral design and a light blue shirt worn over it with a long pair of high-heeled boots. Alright, and now we move into her personality, and a big part of her personality is her honor. Here's a quote from Chiffon from the manga and anime. It is easy to say, "Thank you for saving Lola," but the real test of character comes when that savior is in trouble. That's what it means to uphold my honor. Isn't that right, darling? And I think that is a very good quote. It does show a lot about her personality and her character. She is an incredibly loyal person to those she is indebted to. Now, moving on. As a wife and mother, she cares deeply about her son and husband. Therefore, she prevented Ghody from harming Sanji to protect Bec from Big Mom's wrath. She has shown a very intimidating side, where even members of the infamous pirate crew, such as her husband's, are terrified of her. She's also kind, as even though she no longer feels any affection towards her mother for her cruelty, she still considers herself a horrible person for not feeling any emotion towards her mother's planned assassination. Chiffon has shown to be extremely selfless and courageous despite potential dangers, as she willingly stayed behind in Totoland to save the Straw Hat Pirates by going with Pudding in order to repay them for saving Lola. Now, moving into her relationships, we will start off with her relationship to her mother, Big Mom. Charlotte Linlin is Chiffon's mother after Lola ran away from the political marriage with Loki, who was the prince of the giant island, the famous one, Elbaf. Loki is the prince of Elbaf. Linlin tried to make use of Chiffon by having her marry the Elbaf prince in Lola's place. After that ploy failed and Big Mom developed an intense hatred towards Lola, Chiffon was cruelly abused simply because of her resemblance to Lola, which is messed, but Big Mom is messed. We expect as much. Big Mom even went as far as forbidding her from showing her face and abused her to the brink of death with scars that never healed. Therefore, Chiffon no longer considers her mother as a parent but a monster and has no objection to Bec's plot to assassinate her. When Linlin was attacking Capone Bec in his Big Father form, Chiffon pleaded for her mother to spare Bec, but Big Mom was only further enraged from looking at Chiffon's face, like a bad person. This drove Chiffon to be tearfully heartbroken, and Linlin also swore to kill Chiffon for her part in Bec's failed assassination plot. Horrendous, brutal abuse coupled with this final cruel rejection and reconciliation cemented Chiffon's resolve to sever ties with Linlin and Totoland for good, as she stated to Pudding that she no longer cared for either of them, as she plans to leave the archipelago as Lola did. Now, her father, Pound. Pound is Chiffon's father. He does love Chiffon, as when Charlotte Cracker threatened him, Pound begged to be allowed to see his daughter so he can congratulate her on her marriage. Chiffon, on the other hand, does not know who her father is since he was cast out shortly after her birth. Regardless, Pound quickly came to Chiffon's defense when she was threatened by Oven. After helping Chiffon escape Cacao Island, Pound was happy that he got the chance to see his daughter. Now, they meet again at Dressrosa, where Pound finally tells her that he is her father. However, Chiffon and Lola did not believe his claims and left him behind. Despite this rejection, Pound remained steadfast to reunite with them. His stubborn ways were enough to prove to Lola and Chiffon that he was their father, and they happily embraced him. Now, her sister, Lola. Lola is Chiffon's only full sister, and one of the few people that Chiffon considers to be true family. Both Chiffon and Lola were very close since childhood. When Chiffon heard from Nami of Lola's plight in Thriller Bark and how she was saved by the Straw Hat Pirates, Chiffon was happy to the point that she shed tears. Chiffon fully supports her twin sister's decision to find her own husband, although Lola's desertion from the arranged marriage with Loki caused their mother to abuse Chiffon cruelly. Chiffon never blamed Lola for her suffering. One of the reasons that Chiffon participated in the plot against Big Mom was because she knows Lola is in danger from their mother. She's also aware of Lola's personality and correctly guessed that her twin sister is completely ignorant of their mother's murderous rage toward her, which is true. Lola still believes that Big Mom loves her, cares for her, would accept her back if she ever went home, not knowing that Big Mom would as soon as murder her on the spot, then look at her. After escaping from Big Mom, the first thing she wants to do is reunite with her sister. Once they were reunited at Dressrosa, they were tearfully overjoyed. Now, her husband, Capone Beji. Chiffon married Beji to seal his alliance between the Fire Tank Pirates and the Big Mom Pirates. The two are happily married, and Chiffon cares about Beji's safety, as she prevented Ghoti from harming Sanji, Ghoti being one of Beji's upper officers in his pirate crew, from harming Sanji in order to protect Beji from her mother's wrath. When Brule scorned Chiffon for siding with Beji against Big Mom, Chiffon stated that Lola, Beji, and Pez are her only family. Though she loves her husband dearly, where she can turn a blind eye to his ruthlessness, such as feeding Peckoms to the sharks, which was pretty damn ruthless. Beji's like a stereotypical gangster, right? Like as the Capone in his name suggests, I believe that his name is derived from Al Capone, the very infamous American gangster, who was very ruthless in his own right, so that would carry over to Beji also being very ruthless. We see him gun down Peckoms from behind when Peckoms shows a little bit of hesitancy in fighting and attacking the Straw Hats without, just like that, guns him down. Very brutal, very ruthless. Anyways, she is not above having objections toward Beji's strategies that could endanger people she is indebted to, such as the Straw Hats for saving Lola, most especially. Chiffon thinks highly of her husband, as shown when Caesar Clown threatened to kill Pez if Beji were to break his promise of setting him free. Chiffon angrily scolded him, furiously stating that Beji always keeps his promises. However, Chiffon would not always readily agree with Beji, as when he suggested Monkey D. Luffy to be the decoy in his assassination plans. Chiffon angrily voiced her objections until Luffy happily agreed to the task. When Beji, while in his Big Father form, came under attack by a furious Big Mom, Chiffon worried greatly for her husband's well-being and quickly came to his defense by pleading for her mother to spare Beji. Though this proved to be a useless gesture, she was very touched when Beji called her his beloved wife, whom he refused to allow to die as Big Mom was attacking him. When Chiffon agreed to go with Pudding in order to save the Straw Hats from the rampaging Big Mom, Beji showed objection to Chiffon's decision, worried for her safety. After Beji and his crew escaped Whole Cake Island, Beji ordered them to head for Cacao Island so he could pick up his wife. When Oven was holding Chiffon as a hostage, Beji went to rescue her despite her protests, even if his ship was being surrounded by Big Mom's fleet. Chiffon smiled at Beji's actions after he shot Oven in the face. Badass, by the way, which freed her. Upon their reunion, Chiffon and Beji happily embraced each other. Beji has been shown to be a doting husband, as he is willing to comply with her wish to divert Big Mom's attention with the wedding cake to Funwari Island, despite losing his ship Nostra Castello in the process. After escaping from Toto Land, Beji readily agreed to search for her twin sister Lola, even willing to travel an enormous distance from the New World back to Thriller Bark, which is quite a distance, right? I believe Toto Land is somewhere in the middle of the New World, whereas Thriller Bark is about 2/3 of the way through Paradise. So that's a long way to go, and you have to go back through Fishman Island to get there. So not an easy journey, showing his devotion and dedication to his wife. Now, her baby. Pez is Chiffon's son, for who she cares very deeply. She spoke happily about his laugh when his father made funny faces to him. He does do that, by the way. He does the goo goo gaga, funny face, peekaboo type shit to his son. So while being incredibly ruthless, 𝙲𝚘𝚙 is still a good person. Sort of, kind of. Anyways, she even stated to Brûlé that 𝙲𝚙𝚘, Pez, and Lola are the only family she needed after her half-sister questioned her betrayal to their mother. Chiffon is also highly protective of her son, as shown when Caesar Clown threatened to kill Pez if 𝙲𝚙𝚘 were to break his promise of setting him free. Chiffon angrily scolded him, furiously stating that 𝙲𝚙𝚘 always keeps his promises. Sorry for the little break there, something came up and I had to go take care of it. Now, moving on to Charlotte Pudding. Not much is known about their relationship, but it appears that Pudding holds her sister's cooking skills in high regard, in respect, which is saying something, because I do believe outside of the head chef of the Big Mom Pirates, Pudding is the best cook in the Toto land. So the fact that she holds Chiffon's cooking in respect means that Chiffon must also be a very good cook. Now, moving on. While on the quest to satiate Big Mom's craving for the wedding cake, Chiffon mentioned on how long it was since they made a cake together, her and Pudding, hinting that they were close in the past. Chiffon also does not discriminate Pudding for her third eye, being one of the rare few in the entirety of the Big Mom Pirates and family to not do so. However, Chiffon was put off by Pudding's fixation on Sanji after they managed to locate him in the seducing woods. Chiffon also acted as the voice of reason for Pudding whenever the latter's evil self appeared, and explained Pudding's true intentions, though she was exasperated by her sister's personality shift. To kind of explain that a little bit, Pudding does actually care about Sanji, right? She revealed her third eye. Sanji was like, wow, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful eye. And she started crying, and at that moment, I think she actually fell in love with Sanji. But she is unable to show her true affections, right? Sanji will like touch her hand on accident and she'll get all flustered and embarrassed, like, oh no, and then she'll turn around and be like, kill you, die, fuck you, kind of thing. So very flippy floppy, but Chiffon understands and helps explain what's going on. Yeah, when Oven threatened Chiffon before they left Cacao Island, Pudding tried to defend her by attempting to dissuade Oven from harming her, yet again confirming that in the past these two were probably very close. Now, Charlotte Brûlé. Brûlé was very angered that Chiffon would participate in a plan designed to assassinate their own mother. Chiffon retorted by reminding her half-sister of the pain Big Mom put her through, while stating again that 𝙲𝚙𝚘, Pez, and Lola were the only family she ever needed. Now, Oven, Charlotte Oven. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Because of Chiffon's involvement with 𝙲𝚙's plot against Big Mom, Oven is extremely hostile towards Chiffon. He's almost extremely hostile towards everyone who's not very gung-ho about killing the Straw Hats. I think he actively turns on two siblings. We will discuss the second sibling in a later episode. She is a shark fish woman who married Aladdin of the Sun Pirates. Completely separate story. Anyways, at first he tried to kill his sister as punishment for her betrayal, but later decided to use her as a hostage to force 𝙲𝚙𝚘 to surrender. Oven ruthlessly slapped his sister when she tried to get 𝙲𝚙𝚘 and his crew to retreat instead. Now, moving on into her friends, the Straw Hat Pirates. Chiffon is on friendly terms with Nami, specifically, and is grateful to her and the other Straw Hats for saving her twin sister Lola. Because of her gratitude towards the crew, she initially objected to 𝙲𝚙𝚘 assigning Luffy to be the decoy in his assassination plan, because that low-key almost certainly... I like how I used low-key and certainly in the same sentence. But it was like a death sentence, right? You are the decoy in the Big Mom assassination plot. Everybody will be going after you. So Chiffon objected. When 𝙲𝚙𝚘 ended his alliance with Luffy's group after escaping the Whole Cake Island Chateau, Chiffon was saddened to part ways with Nami, having gotten very close to her. After Pudding informed Chiffon that their mother was pursuing the Straw Hats during a craving episode, Chiffon agreed to help Pudding in stopping their mother's craving. feeling obligated to help the Straw Hats in their time of need. While Oven was threatening Chiffon at Cacao Island, Sanji came to her defense, albeit in a very subtle way. Now, as the Fire Tank Pirates lured away the Big Mom from the Thousand Sunny with the substitute wedding cake, Chiffon insisted that they sail to an island far away from the Straw Hats' rendezvous point in order to give them more time to escape from Big Mom, who would have instantly turned around and gone and messed them up. And she ended up catching up to them regardless. So the fact that she decided to go to a farther island legitimately saved the Straw Hats' lives and continued the story. So, very clutch moment from her. Now, she deeply admires Sanji's skills as a chef, stating that they surpassed even the head chef of the Big Mom Pirates. Therefore, she always believed that the cake Sanji helped to make would stop Big Mom's craving rampage. After the news of their exploits in Totoland became public, Chiffon was amused that the Straw Hats were glorified over her husband, who, Beji, who was very much written to be the second fiddle in the entire plot, was very upset that Luffy was called the brilliant strategist, seeing as how Luffy didn't plan shit. It's kind of, his reaction is kind of funny, and her reaction to his reaction is also funny. Now, the Fire Tank Pirates. As Beji's wife, Chiffon is deeply respected by all members of the Fire Tank Pirates. They have a very close relationship, as Chiffon considered them to be her true family and pleaded for them to abandon her when she was captured by Oven, showing that she does not want them to be executed by the Big Mom Pirates. The Fire Tank Pirates, including Vito and Goaty, were tearfully worried for Chiffon's safety, and they cheered when Beji freed Chiffon. She is now the sister-in-law to Goaty through Lola's marriage. Alright, and now we move on to her abilities and powers. Chiffon's marriage to Capone Beji has given her some sort of authority over the Fire Tank Pirates, with her being capable of striking fear into the heart of the Fire Tank Pirates' main killer, Goaty, while also demanding respect from Goaty and the crew. Now, also, as the Minister of Puff, she had, because she is no longer the Minister of Puff, she had authority over Funwari Island, but she relinquished that position when she fled Totoland after being labeled a traitor. According to Pudding, Chiffon is an expert in baking chiffon cakes, because Big Mom Pirates and food. Pudding was confident that with Chiffon's help, she could make a replacement cake for the wedding cake that only 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 could bake. 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚢 being the head chef of the Big Mom Pirates. Chiffon has a secret recipe for an extremely soft and fluffy chiffon cake. With the help of the WCI 31 chefs, she succeeded in baking a gigantic chiffon cake that was so fluffy and light it would fly away if not held down. Now, I wanted to touch upon the Gang Beji's Oh My Family cover series that was in the manga. While it is labeled on fandom as non-canon, I do believe it is, like, kind of important background information. It's also just interesting to me, so I will be touching on that as well as some trivia. Now, Chiffon declared to her family that she wanted to locate and reunite with her sister Lola. Beji agreed to help Chiffon, saying that his wife's wish was his wish. After taking over a random pirate ship, it's not stated what pirate crew they took it from, the crew planned to go to Thriller Bark, which was the last known location of Lola. When they reached the Red Line, however, they were not able to pass over it due to the levee that was taking place at the time. They later went to Dressrosa to gather supplies. After disembarking, Chiffon and Beji encountered a man who was familiar with Lola. They then learned that Lola was in Dressrosa a few days before. Chiffon then went into Dressrosa with Beji. They eventually ran into Goaty and Lola, and the two sisters were reunited. However, the Marines came after them, forcing Chiffon to flee with her family. They went to the port and found Pound there. Chiffon and Lola were then shocked when Pound said that he was their father. However, the sisters did not originally believe him when he said this. The two and the Fire Tank Pirates then left Dressrosa without him. While Beji's ship was under cannon fire by the Marines, Chiffon and Lola were surprised to see Pound swimming after them. After Pound tried showing proof with the picture, Lola, Chiffon, and the Fire Tank Pirates then helped him by giving a rope to hold onto. Once Pound boarded the ship, Chiffon and Lola embraced their father, who they now knew and believed to be their father, and Chiffon later participated in Lola and Goaty's wedding. Now, some trivia about Charlotte Chiffon. Her name is based on chiffon cake, which follows the food-themed names of the Charlotte family and the Big Mom Pirates. It is also revealed that she specializes in making chiffon cakes. Her favorite food is chocolate-flavored chiffon cake, and she shares the same voice actress as her twin sister, Lola. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out and staying till the very end of the video. It means the world to me every single time you guys do. Thank you guys so much. If you guys could ring the bell, like, subscribe, share, it means the world to me as a small YouTuber trying to make a name for himself. You guys know I love you, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.